Novak Djokovic. What more can you say? What more can you say? The guy is clutch. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure when everyone in the world thinks you're going to win. Just ask Serena Williams that when she was going for the Grand Slam title and she played Vinci. And I think Novak was feeling the pressure in the first set, but then, as he does so often, righted the ship, got more and more mentally tough as the match went on. Absolutely great final. Today was like a feel-good final to me. Why do I say that? Because number one, as a tennis fan, I always want to see Grand Slam finals have lots of good tennis. I hate when it's like a 3-set blowout and you just don't get your money's worth. Absolutely worth the ticket today. If you went to Wimbledon, fantastic match. Matteo Berrettini has nothing to be ashamed of. He put it all out there in the court. Fantastic tennis by him, making it a really competitive match from the very start to the finish. Well, not in the start, but credit to him, he didn't give up. Fought his way back in that first set, and actually stole from Joker. And then it was just a great match after that. And Djokovic again shows why he is the GOAT, in my opinion. It's a 3-way tie. Let's just say, let's have some fun. We won't have long to do this. We might as well take advantage of it while we can. Now we have Roger Federer at 20. I remember when Pete Sampras won 14. I'm like, no one's breaking that for a long time. Roger Federer at 20. Rafael Nadal at 20. And now Novak Djokovic. Welcome to the club. Well-deserved. 20. 3-way tie for the most Grand Slam titles ever, and they're all playing at the same time. Just an amazing time to be a tennis fan. Novak, all class and victory. Loved it. Loved the way he celebrated. Loved the press conference after. Loved Matteo in the press. I just loved everything about this match. It went the way it should have. The better player won, obviously, when you are arguably the greatest player of all time. As Diego says, Novak, nothing else to prove for Djokovic. But we know that Djokovic feels that there is more to prove. He is being very, very forthcoming and saying, I am going for the Grand Slam this year. I want to win all 4 majors. We'll see if he goes and how he does at the Olympics. If he's going to play the Olympics, it could be the Golden Slam. That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy way to go over the hump and get 21. Certainly within his capabilities, really don't see who's going to stop him. Sam J says, great heart from Matteo. Showed real grit. He had multiple winners in the making. Yeah, multiple major winner in the making. I don't know if I agree with that, but he certainly did himself proud today. It was a great match. Great match. Very proud of Matteo. I hope he wins some majors because he is a star. Really good dude. Fun to watch play. Awesome stuff. But yeah, so Novak is saying that he's going to go for the Golden Slam. What do you guys think? If you're watching this right now live, or if you're watching it on the replay, do you think that Novak is going to win the Grand Slam, number one? Is he going to get number 21 this year? I've been calling this for a while, especially when he had that big showdown with Rafa. That was such a pivotal match. I said, if Rafa won that French Open, now all of a sudden he's at 14 and he's at 21 and Novak's stuck at 18. If Novak wins that match against Rafa, which he did, now all of a sudden he's going to get that 19, could win Wimbledon, go to 20, win the U.S. Open, go to 21, end all debates in 1 year. And that is what is playing out, guys. That is what is playing out. Diego says, nothing. No, what do you say? Matteo diminished under pressure, unfortunately. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he completely. I thought it was more of an obvious lowering of the quality of the game from Shapovalov the other day. I thought Shapovalov played a great match. 95% of the match was great for Shapovalov, and then under the pressure, he clearly just folded. But I thought that Djokovic today definitely played a much better match. I think that this was, and this is why I said he had to do to win. This was more of like a B plus, A minus performance from Djokovic. I think he has even more in the tank that he could have brought out today. I don't think it was Djokovic absolutely at A plus performance, but it was a solid A minus, B plus. Like Djokovic near the top of his game. Definitely played much better today, I felt, than he did against Shapovalov. And he had to. If he would have played like he did against Shapovalov, I think he would have lost today. And not take anything away from Shapovalov. I thought Shapovalov played very well, but I think that Novak played even better today, and it was a great match. Imagine if Djokovic didn't get kicked out of the U.S. Open final, he'd already have 21. Exactly. Threw his shoes into the crowd. Yes, it was, it's awesome. Look, if you guys don't like Novak, do you guys see what he did after the match? And I've seen him do this so many times. He goes up, he hugs his team, and then this kid who's probably about 13 or 14 stops him and wants to take a picture with him. Novak takes his camera, the kid's camera, poses for a selfie with him. It was awesome. And then I think when Novak either beat Rafa or after he won the French Open, he gave after the French Open final, he gave the kid his racket and said he deserved it, that he was coaching me the entire match. So, let's nip this in the bud, all this negative Novak haterade, because Novak I love the guy. I love it. Let's see this. 2020 heading in. What a story. That's right. 2020 heading into the U.S. Open. I believe we'll probably have all three of the GOATs there. I'm sure Rafa's going to play. Roger, I'd be surprised if he didn't play. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting. And then we've got these next geners, whatever you want to call them. They're getting closer and closer. Maybe Dominic Thiem can get his act together, lift up his level, play great again at the U.S. Open. Tsitsipas, hopefully he'll bounce back. That could be very interesting. Berrettini, hopefully he keeps his confidence going. Medvedev plays very well at the U.S. Open. I mean, it could really, really be a very exciting U.S. Open if all three of the GOATs are playing very well. And if these next in line players, whatever you want to call them, I mean, it's kind of hard to call Berrettini a next gener when he's 25. He's no spring chicken. Think about how many Grand Slam titles Federer already had at age 25. Bishkar says, hi, Pete. B2 predicted correctly. That's right. He's exhausted now. He's laying on the floor because he made so many amazing predictions during Wimbledon this year. Kudos to Matteo, better than Shapo. I absolutely agree. I'm afraid it's going to be draining. Asian Tour he used to take didn't work well for him in terms of preparing for the U.S. Open. I wish he didn't play the Olympics. I mean, that's the thing too, guys. What do you think? Do you think that if Federer or Djokovic go to play the Olympics, that it's, biting off more than they could chew? Might not be worth it. No fans are going to be there either. So it's going to be more exhausting too when you got to create all your own energy. They can't, these GOATs, they like the big crowds. They like the bright lights. Going to the Olympics could be a mistake. They're going to have to create all their own energy, all their own adrenaline in there. I personally don't think it's worth it. I know it's really cool, the idea of a Golden Slam. But when it's all said and done, the Grand Slam titles, Wimbledon, U.S. Open, French Open, Australian Open, they're just so much more, however we want to put it. No disrespect to the Olympics. It's so much more important. If I were Djokovic, I would skip the Olympics and I'd put every damn thing I had in the tank and go into the U.S. Open and finish number 21. Don't get greedy, Novak. Don't go to the Olympics. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a bad thing I'm saying, or do you agree with me? As a Novak fan, I'd really like to know this. If I am Novak's coach, I'm saying, can you win the Golden Slam? Absolutely. Could you also get injured over there and can't compete 100% at the U.S. Open? Yes. Is it exhausting to go to Asia and then back to the United States? I don't know, guys. If I were his coach, I would say, let's forget the Olympics. Let's just go hardcore Everybody wants you to get this golden slam. I mean, not the golden slam, the grand slam, especially all your fans. He wants it. So that's what I would do. Djokovic 21 is not going to happen. Medvedev has a better chance at the U.S. Open. Bashkar, boy, you are really a hater of Novak. I'll tell you what, if it's Novak versus Medvedev in the final, I think we see what happens. How great was Medvedev playing going into the Australian Open final? He had Tsitsipas scratching his head like, dude, like, I don't know what to do against Medvedev. This guy was incredible. And then Djokovic went in and put the beat down on him, men versus the boys. Let's face it, for the last 20 plus years, it's the men versus the boys. And it was again today. Matteo played like a big boy, but again, it's another level. It's another level. And again, I know you guys are thinking, and Matteo is thinking, hey, hopefully this is the beginning. Not just, the end or whatever, or one-shot deal. I'll believe it when I see it, guys. I need to. I wish I had like help. Maybe someone can help me and put all the clips. I mean, if I had $1 for every time Roger, Novak, right? We're not just talking about the major tournaments, but also when they win like world tournaments, like Western Southern Open, they beat somebody. How many times they have said to their opponents in the press conference or on the court, hey, you're a great player. You'll have your turn. You're going to have plenty of chances. How many times have we heard that? And Matteo's 25. It's not like he's saying to Matteo, who's, maybe 19, he's not a Jannik Sinner. And Sinner's as awesome as he is, he's not even close at this point. He's not even close. Everybody wants to put him further along than he is. He's not close to win one of these majors. Matteo is pretty close today. But, look at how Matteo thought it was to get to the finals. It was exhausting. He was amazed by his own abilities to get to the finals. He was in shock that he got to the finals of Wimbledon. He's like, it's a dream come true. I can't even imagine that I'm here. We just take it for granted because Novak and Roger and Rafa do it over and over and over again. How damn hard it is just to get to the finals. To back that up again is not a foregone conclusion for Berrettini. Is it going to happen at the U.S. Open? I don't know. I mean, when's the next time it's definitely going to happen? Is he definitely going to get to the finals next year at Wimbledon? Who knows? He might never get to another final. Could he? Could he win? Don't come back with a bunch of haterade if he wins a Grand Slam title, but Berrettini wins one. I'm not rooting against him. I love the guy. I thought he was awesome. But just don't take it for granted. Oh, he'll win one. I mean, how many times have we heard that? How many times have we heard that? Let's see here. Told you, nothing stopping Nole, of course. Berrettini had to go for so much serving. That's true. He went big serves. If those serves came back, Novak just eventually wore him down. Novak play hasn't been great in the last two matches, still wins. I thought today was much better. I think today was pretty close. Not the top of his game, but I think if you ask Novak how he played today, he'd say I played pretty good. I think this is a good day for Novak. I think he was more on than he was off for sure. We're going to talk a little bit about the playing here in a second. I regret telling you Djokovic would beat Medvedev at the beginning of the year. Tennis is going to be boring for a while now. I guess so. I certainly didn't think today was boring. Did you guys think today was boring? I did not think today was boring at all. I thought it was a very good match, highly contested match, lots of great points. You felt Djokovic was going to win, but it was certainly close enough to where you're like, hey, this thing could go 5. Anything could happen. I mean, Berrettini made it a very interesting match. Certainly was no walk in the park for Djokovic. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was a very good day for tennis. You had Mission Impossible man, Tom Cruise in the crowd. Somebody also said Tom Hanks was in the crowd. I don't know if they got him confused with Tom Cruise, but maybe both Tom Terrifics were out there. I thought it was a great day for tennis, a great day for Novak. I think it's really cool right now Whether you're a Roger, Rafa, Novak fan, it's kind of cool to see all three of them share 20 for now. I don't think it's going to end up that way. I think we all know who's going to have the most, but it's pretty great honor, I think, for all three of them to appreciate this moment together, what they've done for tennis. No matter who ends up with the most Grand Slams, all three of them are legends for life, just like Novak acknowledged. And we're always going to look back at this era and think, holy cow, how the hell did those guys do it that long and win that much? They say records are meant to be broken, but I kind of cursed myself when I didn't think anybody was going to come close to 14 for a while after Pete Sampras left. But I mean, who would or could? When is this going to ever be broken? Three of them getting 20. I don't see that ever being broken. We have agreed, Golden Slam not needed. Olympics is the only gap in his resume, but is it a really gap? Do you guys consider Novak not winning a gold medal a gap? Is it really a blemish? I don't think so at all. I think if Novak does not walk away with one gold medal in the Olympics, I don't think it has any blemish on his resume. I don't think anybody's going to even think about it. I mean, a real tennis nerd who really has some tremendous hate for Novak is going to have to really think hard and go, yeah, but he didn't win a gold medal at the Olympics. Guys, I hate to say it. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I do not care if Novak wins the gold at the Olympics or not. It'd be a nice feather in his cap. It's a nice bonus. It's the cherry on top of the dessert. It's not needed. It's not needed. Somebody says, no worries, bro. He will win the Olympics and the U.S. Open. He's certainly capable of it. But I don't know if it is necessary. I think it's rolling the dice. It might be a little bit on the greedy side. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do, especially when you have it this close in your grass mouth to go to the U.S. Open, get number 21, win the Grand Slam. The Grand Slam is certainly something that no one forgets. Rod Laver will always be remembered. Where they play the Australian Open, guys? Rod Laver Arena. What do they do? What is it called? What makes Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer all team up? What makes them team up? The Laver Cup. Why are they playing the Laver Cup? Because Rod Laver won the Grand Slam 2 times. Once as an amateur, once as a pro. That's why Rod Laver is the legend he is, because he won the Grand Slam 2 times. And Novak has the opportunity to do this. And he probably will do this barring an injury or exhaustion. And so I would not risk going to the Olympics if I were Novak Djokovic. That's just what I have to say about that. If you like what I'm saying, give this a thumbs up. Give this a thumbs up. Share this with your people. Subscribe. Beating Novak in the Olympics will not be difficult because it'll be best of 3. Yeah, it's best of 3. I mean, come on. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Today was interesting but predictable. The predictable part is what I'm growing tired of, says Wild Live 1. Yeah, I guess so. But, at the same time, it's going for the record books. I'm super happy for Novak. One thing that Novak said in his interview on court there is, hey, Roger and Rafa, I thought it was a great tribute. They taught me how to be who I am today. And Novak, I want you guys to really understand, this did not come easy for Novak. When Novak first came in on the tour, right away he shot up there and was number 3 in the world. But to get to number 1 was really tough. He had the breathing issue. He had to deal with that and figure that out. I'm sure that was very scary. Can you imagine being on the court and you can't breathe? He had to deal with that. Then in about 2007, 2008, go watch his serve. I don't know what the hell happened to his serve. I don't know how he allowed it to get that bad, but his serve was like a weird, kind of hook shot in. He had to fix that. Then he got to be incredibly fit. He perfected his game, and even today, it's very obvious this guy has gotten better and better at coming to the net. You know, Novak can really, really look at that trophy and go, you know what? A big part of this trophy is me getting better at coming to the net. Novak in the last 2 matches would always come to the net at the right time, and he made some damn good volleys. Great backhand volleys, great little half volley drop shot. You know, that was a huge difference today, was Novak coming in at the right time and coming in quite often and hitting really, really good volleys. His slice backhand gets better and better and better. His serve gets better and better and better. Novak, one thing too, Novak's forehand, if you guys remember, used to be a little iffy. It could be shaky in big moments and erratic. Not anymore. We know the backhand's rock solid. Okay. So Novak had to work and work and work and work for this. Novak went through a couple of surgeries a couple years ago. He almost quit. Did you guys know that? He came back. We're looking at him now going, somebody said, well, this is becoming too boring. It's becoming too predictable. But to show how hard it is to be at the top, remember when Novak came back after those surgeries? He went through like a guru. He had a guru. Then he had Agassi who was trying to help him out. Novak could not win a match. In fact, he was struggling to win games. That was not that long ago. It's just he's so damn dominant now, we can't even think back to that. But Novak was literally, you guys know this. If you've been watching Novak, if you're a Novak fan, comment. Did you guys remember Novak struggling to win games against nobodies? He told his wife, I read an article, or maybe I saw an interview. He told his wife, I'm done. I don't have it anymore. It's over. And he was going to tell his marketing team. He said, I'm going to wait till next week to tell my team. Then they can announce it to everybody. I'm done. And she went out to the backyard. She must really know her man. She went out to the backyard and played tennis with her kids. And Novak watched first. And then he went on the court. And then he played a little bit. And then they were all laughing, having a great time. And that moment, Novak decided, I'm coming back. And he said, but I'm coming back. I need you to come. I need you in the stands again. Now, she couldn't be there today, but she came. If you notice, when he came back again, when he came back stronger and pretty much developed this unbreakable, unbeatable streak that he's on, she was back in the stands. His boy was in the stands. Marion Vita was back, right? All his old team was back. And then they added Mr. Beast up there too, Goran Ivanisevic, who looks at you like, I'm going to kill you, right? So he found the magic formula. He found the passion again. He brought his family back into tennis. And, you know, now, I mean, I think it's all but official, guys. You know, no matter how you want to spin it, this dude has been absolutely kicking everyone's butt for 12 years plus. That's how long it's been. Tennis is not an Olympic sport, so no. It's not a gap at all, but he really wants to go for gold for Serbia. I mean, I think that's great, but I still think it's a bad move. I'm sorry. I think it's too big a risk. It's rolling the dice. I hope it does not come back and bite him in the booty, because if he's healthy, he will win the U.S. Open. If he's gets some kind of nagging injury, or God forbid he has to pull out, or he gets exhausted, you know, he could lose at the U.S. Open. He could easily win it all. I'm not saying that if he stays healthy at the Olympics, he's going to win the Olympics. And if he's healthy and feeling good going to the U.S. Open, he'll win that too. Totally capable of winning the Golden Slam. You know, if I had to put money on it, I'd bet on him to win. It's almost stupid to bet against him. Novak won the Novak Slam. Why doesn't that never get mentioned? Because it's not in the calendar year. Come on, guys. We know what the Grand Slam is. Of course, look, we're calling him the GOAT, but it's the Grand Slam all in 1 year. That is what people remember, and he has a chance to do it. Let's see here. There's a huge recovery time between the Olympics and the U.S. Open. He definitely should go for the Golden Slam. Do what Steffi did in '88. Okay. All right. This is a great day for tennis and for tennis fans. I agree with you, Diego. Playing the Olympics can get Nole #1 in shape for the hard courts. All right. So some of you guys disagree with me and think Nole should absolutely go for the Golden Slam. Djokovic can go to the Olympics and skip the pre-US Open Masters 1000 tournaments. He won't exhaust himself that way. Yeah, but I think those warm-up tournaments are great. I think that Cincinnati tournament, which I'll be at, we go to that tournament. It's a great warm-up for the US Open. Lots of times who does really well there ends up doing well at the US Open. I think that I don't know, guys. I'm going to stick with my thought of, just don't take that risk, Novak. Just get ready for the US Open. That's my opinion. Steady improvement is the story of his career. That's right. And it really is, the story of Roger's career and Rafa's career. They've had to get better to stay on top. All three of them have improved in their 30s for sure. I think that all three of them are better players in their 30s than they were in their 20s. Boris Becker helped him improve his volley, and Goran helped him with his serve. Also, Todd Martin helped him with his serve. I mean, really, the person who made the biggest improvement on Djokovic's serve, 2010, Todd Martin. He will skip the Masters 1000 in Canada, but if he skips Cincinnati, he will lose 1,000 ranking points. Well, can anybody really catch him at #1? Been winning 20, and he's doing it in a shorter time on tour, and he's still the villain when Rafa is a sore. I mean, Rafa's not a sore loser. What? I mean, why I don't understand why a Djokovic fan has to put down a Rafa fan. A Rafa fan has to put down Federer, and a Federer fan has to put down. Why can't we just say all three of them are amazing? I mean, really, is Rafa a sore loser? I don't think Rafa's a sore loser. He's a classy loser. I mean, all three of them, we're privileged and honored to have all three of them in the sport doing what they're doing. All three of these guys are really good guys. They're all great for tennis. We don't need to bash on one of them to make the other one better. They're just all incredible. That's my opinion. Pete, tell me who is the next better player in Joker's quarter after him. He has been very lucky with his draw. With his draw this year, maybe. But I mean, look, if you guys are going Joker's just got 20 because he's had lucky draws, Joker's done it the hard way, guys. And again, he's got a winning record against Federer. He's got a winning record against Nadal. He has the most Masters titles. He now is tied for the most Grand Slams. And when Federer was at number 16, Djokovic only had one Grand Slam title. So he's been racking these up at a just dizzying pace, and he's been doing it for like 12 years straight. He's been doing it with the best players in the game. So he hasn't played a watered down field. There's nothing you can say, but the dude has just done it, and he's done it. I mean, don't take anything away from him. If you hate Djokovic, you have issues, dude. Berrettini played very well. He had chances. Next year, definitely rooting for Matteo at Wimbledon. Yeah, I mean, I really like Matteo, especially in that in the interview afterwards. Thought he was all class. Loved it. Yeah, all those losses were heartbreaking. It's so tough to watch after the injury. Wimbledon 18 semifinal is huge. He told my mom, who grew up with him. I don't know what that means. Let me see. Djokovic haters will attack the draws in coping with Grand Slams. Yeah, I think you can't take anything away from Novak. You can't take anything. Don't take anything away from Roger either. I mean, don't take anything away from Rafa. Just say they deserve all the praise. They've been holding this game up for 20 years. Brazil loves Joker. He ate grass like a true goat. That's right. I love that Novak goes down and eats the grass. Nadal can stop him at the U.S. Open. I absolutely agree that Nadal can stop him at the U.S. Open. Just like Djokovic has been the best player at Wimbledon now for the last like 5 or 6 years going, really the last decade. For like the last 5 or 6 years, Nadal has been the best player at the U.S. Open. So Nadal, if he comes back healthy, strong, motivated, you know, I don't know if you can call him the favorite, but it's certainly, you know, he's very, very good at the U.S. Open. He could win the U.S. Open. Let's see here. What else do we have? The big three reign is over. Medvedev, Zverev, Tsitsipas, and Berrettini have arrived. Well, how is the reign over when Djokovic won today? How is the reign over? Did I miss something? Yeah, those guys are good. They're threatening, but the reign is not over. The reign is still going. As long as the trophy's got Djokovic's name, Nadal's name, or Federer's name on it, the reign continues. Maybe Djokovic will be the only one to keep the reign going because, I don't know, Federer at 40, is he really going to win another Grand Slam title? This is not a knock on Federer, guys. I mean, he's 40. I don't think Federer's going to win another one. I just don't. Nadal, he could. But Djokovic, it's a wide open. He's on the highway. There's no traffic. He's just going 100 miles an hour right now. And as long as his name's on the trophy, the reign isn't over, guys. He's number one in the world by like miles. So the reign is not over. Let's see what else we have to say. I would bet against Novak for the U.S. Open. Definitely. I wouldn't bet against him. Go ahead. Take your money and bet against him. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's better things. There's smarter bets to put your money on than betting against Novak. Novak is the reason why we watch tennis. Amazing player. Will be known as the GOAT. I absolutely agree with you, Steve. Forget everything. He's just mentally strong. He sure is. I just want to talk about the match just for a second. What I thought the difference was, first of all, Berrettini served big, loved it, huge forehand, backhand slice, defended the backhand side very well, you know, shading over, hitting big forehands, doing a pretty good job on the backhand. Came over the backhand sometimes, especially on the return of serve, some nice two-handed return of serves, some nice two hands in some rallies, not many, and a really good slice backhand. But where he was vulnerable, eventually it was Novak just chipping away at the backhand, opening up some forehand winners on some big points by going to the backhand first and then opening up the court, going forehand winners. Another big play was Novak really, because the backhand chip was pretty solid. He wasn't gonna miss that, Berrettini. But if you could get him moving deep into the backhand corner, you know, Novak tried to bring him up sometimes for some drop shots or some short balls. The Berrettini slice handled that really well. But getting them deep into the corner, especially if you had to move 2 or 3 steps and hit a passing shot, Berrettini, that's where you can get him. That was his one small, tiny Achilles heel. Novak found it and went to it on the biggest points. And look how many times he came to the net and went to the backhand. Berrettini either just, you know, sliced, you know, you're not going to win on slicing a passing shot. Lots of times Novak kind of snuck in there. He'd hit it to the forehand corner, hit the backhand corner. Berrettini's going to hit the slice. Novak would sneak in, hit the volley. I don't even think Berrettini knew that Novak was coming in, so he wasn't even in passing shot mode. And then when he did go to passing shot mode, he went to the two-hander, and deep in the corner, he just doesn't have that shot. He made one really nice backhand pass down the line. That was about it. And I think that was really the biggest difference in the match, besides all the other stuff we know about Novak, the movement, the return of serve, just the mental tenacity. But I think if we're just looking at technique and tactics, it was that Novak just picked on that backhand enough to break it down, get the breaks when he needed, play amazing at the net. I thought that was it. Somebody says you are right. Igor says you are right. Skip the Olympics and Montreal, play only Cincinnati. That's been a nice formula for a lot of these players these last 5 or 6 years is, you know, don't exhaust yourself in the summer. Be practicing. Don't expose yourself to the heat too early. It's damn hot here in the United States in July and August. So, maybe find a nice place to practice under some shade, expose yourself at the Cincinnati tournament, which is a little cooler. I live in Atlanta. We have the Atlanta Open. That's just brutal. No top player should play in Atlanta. It's just too damn hot down here. The Cincinnati tournament is hot, but it's not near as hot as it is down here in Atlanta or DC. Obviously, Canada is probably a little cooler, but I think Cincinnati is a must. You must play that tournament to get your warm up in, to really feel good, and then you go in the U.S. Open. You can peak there. That's what Novak says he's playing for, is to peak for the Slam. So again, I think adding that trip over to Tokyo, playing the Olympics, it could pay off, but it could also be the thing that keeps him from the Grand Slam. Keeps him from the Grand Slam. And that's something he definitely would be remembered for. Of course, we'll remember the Olympics, but it's going to be, if he wins the Olympics, it's going to be like, remember that year Novak won 21 Grand Slam titles, and he won the Grand Slam, and he won the Olympics? Like, that's the cherry on top. Okay, that's going to be the last thing people will mention. Okay, so I don't think it's necessary or worth it. Novak is the best. Let's see what else you guys are saying. King Novak Djokovic. I understand Calendar Slam is special. Yeah, Rafa is the best of all in losing. You mean as far as best sport? I think that's what you mean. Roger has no comparison and match dot. I don't know what that means. Don't forget, Rafa is still around. He will fight for more slams. By no means is he a done. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Nadal is going 100% for the U.S. Open. He can win it, but so can Nole. That's very, very true. Well said. A fan here, and I'm against him going to Tokyo. Don't go, with an explanation point. I think that's smart. I think that's smart. I think it's a little bit taking the risk, rolling the dice, going there. Roger's past and over. Roger was. Okay, you can say that, Liberty. But Roger got to the quarterfinals after taking like 18 months off of tennis and 2 knee surgeries, and he got to the final 8 at Wimbledon. You guys, sometimes you just don't appreciate how hard that is. Like, Roger gets to the final 8 at 40. That would have been amazing at 28. What Roger did by taking that long a time off and getting to the quarterfinals, that's a great accomplishment at 28. Even Djokovic, who I'm saying is the GOAT, this is not a knock on Djokovic. Please, please listen. But it took Djokovic longer to come back after his surgeries. When Djokovic came back, guys, he could barely win sets. Okay? He could barely win sets. It's not easy to come back after surgeries and a long layoff. It took him a while to get going again. Roger's just such an X factor because he is 40. So I don't know if it's just that he's 40 and it's going to be too tough for him to come back, or it's just he needs more time. I think we need more time. He needs more time before we can all judge if it's just like, well, maybe you're 40 and it's time. But to do what he did and get to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon, that's not anything to go, oh, damn, he's done. He only got to the top 8, And yes, he lost that last set 6-0, only because I think he was so demoralized that he blew the second set. And if he won the second set, who knows what happens? He had every chance in the second set. He was up 4-1. Then they got to the tiebreaker, and he just had some funky things happen. He hit a swinging forehand volley, hit the net strap. And then that volley he whiffed, he didn't choke, guys. He slid his foot forward and he lost his footing. That was a shot where he needed to really step out this way and make the volley. He couldn't make that adjustment step because he was already falling into the net. So then he had to whiff at it. And really, that was the match. I think after he lost that point and lost the momentum in the breaker, that he just couldn't get himself going again. So, he had a damn good Wimbledon, guys. I'm happy he played, and I'm proud of him. I agree. The Olympics are overrated. Rafa and Novak, Rafa and Nadal and Novak is the best. Don't know really what to make of that. Will Novak reach 400 weeks at number one? Of course he will. There's I mean, he could be number one for the next 2 or 3 years straight. I just don't see anybody taking his spot at number one. Hey, Pete, what happened the first 2 sets when Nole had big leads? Yeah, well, you held on the second set, so it doesn't matter. The first set, he just I mean, of course you're nervous. You're nervous. He knows what he's trying to do. He knows going into today it's sometimes hard when everybody expects you to win. He's expecting to win. His team's expecting him to win. Everybody in the stands expecting him to win. All the commentators are expecting him to win. Everybody in the world is expecting him to win. And he's playing in the finals against a damn good player. So to be a little tight when you're up is normal and natural. And he was able to catch it at the last moment. You know, that second set, he got up 5-2. It got to 5-4. And when he served, he did serve the very, very routine game. You know, I'm sure he that was a big relief to not really have to have a nail biter game to hold on and to win 6-4 in the second set. He's able to win that very routinely. I think he won at love or 40-15. It was pretty routine. And I thought from that point on, he kind of had the control of the match. The worst thing that can happen to Novak is to be the last of the 3 on the tour. It'll be so boring for him. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be boring for him, guys, because again, you know, you go play Tsitsipas, that ain't boring. You go out there, you play Shapovalov. He's not a boring competitor. You know, they are playing better and better. Medvedev, when he's really inspired and playing great, that ain't a boring match. Berrettini gave Novak all he could handle. I don't think Novak's going to be struggling for inspiration. Quite the contrary. I think he's going to take it as a personal challenge. How long can he hold off the next gen, whatever the hell you want to call them? I kind of find it hard to keep calling them the next gen because, you know, you think of next geners, like they had a next gen tournament. I think that's like 22-year-olds and under. You know, look at Dominic Thiem. He's like 27. Is he the next gen? Is Zverev is now, I think, is he 23, 24? I mean, you know, I don't know. So, you know, all these guys are becoming older. They're at an age where they really should be dominating the game right now. You know, the only next geners I see, like the new kids on the block, legit new kids are like Musetti, Sinner. Tsitsipas is getting at an age where he really needs to mature and start winning. He's close. They're very, very close, but they got the 3 goats at the top of the mountain, and every time they're going up that mountain, the goats just take their hooves and go poof right in the face, get back down the hill. And then they say it nicely, and then they say, oh, well, you'll have your chance. You'll have your chance. All right. I think we are about done here. I'm just going to go all the way to a lot of comments. Great. Djokovic did great to win such pressure. He won every big point he needed to. That's for sure. He is the best under pressure. I feel bad for these youngsters. They belong in the same era. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. They just can't break through. Enjoy your channel. Thank you. How did Novak win? He won how he wins all the time. A lot of grit, a lot of great returns, a lot of running back and forth, improving his game. The backhand slice was great. The serve was really strong. His volleys are getting to another level. You know, Novak has 6 Wimbledons. You know, he's probably the most underrated Wimbledon champion of all time because every time Wimbledon comes along, everybody goes, Roger Federer's the favorite to win. It's like, Novak has 6 Wimbledons now, guys, 6 of them. So, you know, Novak is excellent on grass, and he keeps getting better. Keeps getting better on grass because his volley was damn good. Serving and volley. Now, has he served and volleyed this much before at Wimbledon? I don't think so. His serve and volley game is strong. Okay, so he's looking good. Great job, Pete. Thank you. Novak, I'm going to let that go. Can read it. Hey, Pete, you don't think Federer has weakest backhand out there? It gets broken down and exploited in tight situations. That's why he's behind the two. Well, first of all, he's not behind the two. He has 20. And Federer, remember 2017, that backhand was on fire against Rafa. And yeah, I think that they're all just amazing. So I'm not going to talk negative. You're not going to find me talking, especially today. All three of them have 20. No negative talk on any of these. Let's just appreciate that all three of them have 20 and everything that they've done. So you guys have a great day. Subscribe, like, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching.